Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Disco Elysium. Where we left off last time, we were about to draw back the curtains and discover what lies beyond. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange, cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains. I pull them open. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Siamese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen. A small, terrified O escapes from Placence as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Oh, it's not so bad in here. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. A heavy door with missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Siamese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. I knock on the door. Only an echo. Nobody is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo. I unlock the door with a key. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. I open the door and enter. I'm not afraid. Sand is dripping from a punch bag.
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusting training equipment. It's the netherworld beyond the veil. No, it's a gym, he disagrees, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on. Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. What if there's a reason why nobody's been here for ages? Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for a supernatural explanation when a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we? Well, we're gonna look around first. We'll grab the shot put ball, because why not? The poster says, Citius Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars, they look unsafe. Gotta save. A barbell lies on the floor, the color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms, your triceps hum at the sight of these wastes. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with, lift them. There are no collars on the barbell, this is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar? Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter? No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knees against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling's gone. It's just a memory. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell. You're right, the weights may fall off. Better not touch it then. What kind of a bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. Nobody's supposed to come here anymore. We have an incredibly low chance of doing that, so we're gonna save. We're gonna go Channel 04, middle, I guess. Although we're only like 3 minutes in, so technically it's not the middle, but whatever. Let's try it out. I think we just died. Yep, that's gonna be the end of our playthrough. Well, we're gonna have to load the game. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural presence. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. So I'm guessing this is bad. Very, very bad. This is the end bad. I try and remain conscious. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark, you don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You see only pain and fear. We're gonna reload, obviously, but a detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met, Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented. That ain't easy on the ticker. He loved his liquor, sure, says Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case. Was I? I don't think I really was, but that's okay. Thank you for the vote of confidence on that one. So we died, technically. We're gonna leave that alone. We only have a 3% chance of succeeding, so there's a significant chance we're not gonna be able to do it. It also wants us to put the flashlight on, so we're gonna do that too. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. This is spooky. I'm gonna... I don't think this is loaded properly, honestly. Can't see anything, like literally nothing. I think it's supposed to... Hang on, let's reload really quickly. I don't think it's supposed to be that dark. Usually that gives you like some sort of overview type thing. Let's try this one more time. Maybe it just didn't. There we go, that's much better. Okay. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. We need our flashlight to go into the next area. Alright. Okay, this is better. This is seeable now. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind you of blades. If any of the mannequins move, I am out. Naked mannequin torso. A strange yellow color. But where are the clothes they used to display? Good question. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth-bitten. I'm gonna save before we touch anything. Steel rotor blades bearing a Slipstream logo. We gained production schedule something. Skis with Slipstream printed in laminated top layer. Ooh, some money. 155 real. And more money. $3.12 real. Let's quick save. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. Oops, I did the photos. The photo collage depicts a barren, icy landscape wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into the glaciers by boreal dwarg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads the heat-death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. That's grim. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic, translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even aether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all these creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of these welkins as your persona, no longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. I examine the welkin. This is important. It's Varahamara, a high welkin. His face is white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Hulder, the Dwarg, the humans, and even the headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all. The lieutenant can't help but comment. An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin critters, or creatures. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. One of them is a welkin racist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Kim nods at the welkin's facial hair. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welkins. Schedule. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called Run. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago but failed. What happened? As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness and concludes, looks like they didn't make it. A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the product schedule filament for details. I inspect the notes. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, we're all untethered, and heat death of the universe. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. So they're making a role-playing game. I see. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kedron mosaic tiles, very pedantic. Hold on, how do I know what Kedron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like? History class, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. What am I looking at? Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9, some written notes too, sparse and cryptic. Radio frequencies for what? Unclear, it looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. So we're dealing with something medical here. You think so? The web is composed of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart titled the Game Master frequency. The note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants? They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Wait, who's the Game Master? Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. If it's a game, then who's playing? Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the station suggests people across 6 isolas would be playing Mundi, Insolinde, Katla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull off anything like this. My god, the lieutenant leans closer, his fingers tracking the maddening rhizome. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious the project became. The cost of air width alone must have been huge. Exactly, he nods at the calendar on the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean against his jacket. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding. What else? Nothing, it's just lines on marble, an echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. Scribbled across the notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Let's do this thing. This appears to be some sort of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. A radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone in sight? He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the REM Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a REM-compatible printer. Do you think I should turn it on? We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it. I turn it on. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing virescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. I look inside the compartment. It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. I insert the production schedule. Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Press play. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air. Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Why did you call me a Fortress accident? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment, you hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. That's not bad. Wow, so conceptual. She hums. And what's that? This interactive call-on radio play. The static drowns her response. Any other questions? You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What's the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. You mean the glowing thing I put inside? Yes, that is the production schedule. Yes, is that the production schedule? Yes. Good. Please repeat the password. Password? Of course I would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. And this is the police. Please open this thing. The voice recites, I'm contractually obligated to protect the privacy of the filament holder, Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament. I'm afraid we're not doing that unless we want to wait for a month. Now, can you please repeat the password? The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. Password. I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? No. A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. Don't worry, passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can help you with today? Or wait, are you a machine or are you alive? Yes, I'm alive. I'm 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Lieutenant whispers into your ear. She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Yvonne, my partner tells me you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. They're merely cautious, says the old lady. It's my job to protect the filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian station. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am? I work as a repeater in the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, some static, then I'm sitting in my cubicle surrounded by a wall of radios. Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident. I'm going to turn it off. Thank you and goodbye. The old lady's voice disappears with the static. Alright, we are going to have to find the password first, obviously. There's a door here.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. No, that's not it. I think the lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands. Looks like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people are trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment. Has anyone done this before? Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein, you know, places with industry, not in Revachil West, among the ruins. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an intersolary game before. We just don't have the technology. And this was a role-playing game? Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway, he points to the chalkboard. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We're All board game, with heat death thrown in. Super cool, someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished. How are they planning to do that? Through the call-in stations, he nods at the fireplace. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's a game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies. And what do you think happened to the company? No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Wow. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking... Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger. A half-smile breaks out on his face. It's too late for that, I'm afraid, he says, looking at the derelict room. The howl... Ursula Pipes howl, and a rat crosses the floor. Okay, he concludes. Let's keep moving. There we go. There's a door. We're gonna go in. We're gonna look around for the password. It's gotta be around somewhere. Let's quick save. This place is sketchy looking. Taking the money and the magnesium. It's +1 morale, of course. You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear. The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. Crack open the door. The gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of the refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside, his hand resting on the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge. Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door. Let's take a look inside. Let us look inside indeed. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Revichel Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. I take the note from the door. You take the note and the little fridge magnet's keeping it on the door. I examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore? I know, says the lieutenant. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What's even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day. The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge. The fridge buzzes with electricity. Or with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. I close the door. Let's save, because we haven't saved in a bit. I'm kind of worried that we're going to die. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. There we go. We're in the hidden doorway. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Where are we? I look around in the secret room. It seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. Looks like there's a hole in the wall. I shout down the hidden compartment. There is, yes, and there's also something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? Yeah, I do. Your hand reaches deep into the darkness and spiderwebs rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim! The lieutenant steps closer. Are these any good? Let's inspect the rifles. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. This one looks nice. I take the rifle. An old Belle Magrave from the Revolution, the lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes are gleaming. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. What does this mean, a rifle here? It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future. He likes this find. I do too, it's kind of cool. Someone has stuck busted guns beneath the ceiling. Alright, well, let's continue our wander through this area. Let's go up over here, actually. We didn't quite finish this zone. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. I'm also going to save again because I'm worried. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like the furnace has a face, and it's the face of agony. Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace? Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside. No one has used it in ages. No signs of recent fire, only dead rats. Let's look inside. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above, a voice or several voices talking to each other near the smoke chamber upstairs. The echo is so prominent it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them. What are you doing? The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway into the furnace. I hear them. I'm not sure, Kim, but I can hear someone talking upstairs. Wait, really? He looks up at the ceiling. Maybe we should investigate, see if someone's upstairs. Those voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity. Playson said it lives in the chimney. You're right, but the rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist, at least not the supernatural kind. Always has to be the skeptic, this man. I smear my hands with coal. A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that'd be stupid. I could yell up, but we're not going to do that because that's silly. Now my hands are all cold. Get it? Not temperature, but actually, never mind. A frozen ice cream maker that is still running. More money and a. What was that? Oh, it's Nosafed. This looks like a electrical box. Let's wait on that one for a sec. Ooh, an insane mesh top. Intercom wires running into a breaker box. Alright, let's deal with this thing, I guess. Also, there might be something in here. Ooh, money. And A cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. So we're below street level, kinda. 2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice cream bearer fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Let's unplug both of them. Something close to you dies with a soft electrical purr. Why did you do that? It's black. It's not like it's the red one. Or because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. Lieutenant raises his brow, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing. Let's leave it alone. Let's go upstairs. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what it does either. Other than power down those things, I guess. Where are we? Oh, we're back at the front of the bookstore. We've come full circle. How do we get upstairs then? We have to go back in. That is not the correct path, obviously. Did we miss something somewhere else? Oh, there's another staircase. I see. Let's save. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Postcard, La Delta 51. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. I knock on it. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Knock on it harder. Knock even harder. The curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now. There must be another way to wake up whatever's in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace downstairs. Well, had I known that, I would have done that before. I still think they would hear the banging on the door, but whatever. Alright, we're gonna have to save, because I think there's a chance we'll fail this. Let's yell hello into the furnace. You muster all your strength and yell, "Hack!" Your dehydrated throat, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continues as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Maybe it's worth actually trying something up there. Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later. I kick it with my foot. Hollow ring. Oh, I just died. Although you can actually save your life. Oh my god, if something breaks loose in you, a mighty bell echoes through the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly ceased. Then, hello, you hear a woman's voice answer? You've awakened the entity. Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
There's a pause. You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside. Lieutenant nods and then points upstairs. After you, officer. So, we nearly died, but we did heal ourselves and then managed to scream with the death knell. And actually, this is a good place to stop, I guess, just before we meet the entity, because we are out of time. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. We will confront the entity. Take care.